雨入っとるもんな、もう。
This is a renovation site for exterior wall painting. The decorative board on the exterior wall of this balcony is severely damaged, which is causing a lot of trouble. The fiber cement siding has absorbed rainwater and has become brittle. If we partially replace this decorative board and repaint it, it will look better. But that won't solve the fundamental problem. Why is it that only the exterior wall of the balcony has deteriorated?
完全に腐っとるんだな。
Rain has entered the aluminum coping.
木来てないからね。
We need to investigate the cause of the leak.
出てるね。これかぶってないから。ここから雨が入ってるからね。水切りをいちいちここにもう伸ばしてよかったね。
It seems there is a big problem with the original construction of this balcony.
そうそう、出てるよ、ここ。
The extent of demolition and the method of repair will depend on the condition of the substrate, the construction period, and the budget.
これもう怪しいね。こんだけ。
Since the exterior wall painting has already started, we don't have much time to ponder. Some things won't be clear until we actually start tearing things down. But once we do, we'll have to proceed with the work all at once. Just thinking about it won't get us anywhere. That's the situation we're in. We found other problematic areas besides the decorative
こんな
board.
の。
ふわふわだね。
水が入っちゃって中がすごいボロボロになっとるもんで、でもう悪くなったところは全部取ろうかな。今日はね、探りながら外していこうか。
はい。ベランダに雨入ってること多いよね。
もうね、これはさ、特に直張り工法って言って、中が濡れちゃうと湿気が溜まっちゃって逃げ道がないんだよね。
What is the direct attachment method? It is a method of attaching siding material directly on top of a waterproof sheet. Because there's no airspace inside the siding material, moisture or rainwater that gets in can't escape, increasing the risk of deterioration of the siding material and the underlying structure. The direct attachment method was banned in 2000. In modern new homes, it's necessary to use construction methods that allow for ventilation between the siding material and the underlying structure. Many homes built in the 1990s used the direct attachment method. And now more people are experiencing issues with the deterioration of their exterior walls. It is said that painting on directly attached siding is difficult, but not impossible.
生きてるけど、これは取りたいね。
これ幕板取ってどうするんですか？
これみたいにさ。
これみたいに？
We will remove the siding behind the decorative board because it has absorbed
で
water.
これだけまた3等板を持ってきたんで下地として貼る。
三等板って何？
養業系サイディング、これと同じ素材、まあ取って戻すと。でもこの傘木も全部取っちゃう。
これも取っちゃう。
ああ、取れてる。
カパカパだ。
あらら、もう浜じまい悪いから下地して蓋して全部ガルバリウムで貼っちゃいます。
This time, we'll repair the damaged areas and use the cover method with Galvalume steel sheets over them.
アイスマン取るわ。
寒い。
寒い。
やっぱ30度超えないと寒い。
まだ早かったもんね。ちょっとここの幕板を今から取りますね。はい。
Since the painting work for the other parts of the building is already done, we'll carefully proceed with the demolition. In general, it's not recommended to paint directly attached siding walls. If you paint on siding that doesn't have ventilation, water can get inside, causing the surface to swell or peel off. This house has direct attached siding, but the areas other than the balcony have no visible deterioration, so they were deemed suitable for painting. In the case of the direct attachment method, it is often thought that the exterior walls need to be replaced, but the condition of the building, the maintenance history, and the budget need to be comprehensively considered. Full replacement is not always the only option. We were able to remove the decorative board. Next, we will remove the fiber cement siding that has become brittle from absorbing rainwater.
すごいね。これサイディングがこんなの。これはもうダメだわ。
We will cut only the damaged parts where the studs are located.
これ全部取ろう。
売れてるミルフィーユみたいな感じに。
うん。
どうですか、調査者さん。
これはね、日波のモノサイドに
アスベスト入ってないやつ。
入ってない。
There was some minor damage due to water intrusion, but it wasn't as severe as we feared, so that's a relief.
大丈夫そうだね。
If the underlying material or structural components were rotted, we would have to change the construction plan suddenly, which would have been quite a hassle.
なんとかいいかな。
Next, we need to decide whether to remove the aluminum coping and handrail.
外したい。外したいね。本当は傘木はうまく残して水切りをこうつけて、で壁が吹くような感じで収めるのが一番楽なんだけど。
If we keep the existing coping, the new wall would stick out further. So we need to add flashing like this to prevent rainwater from getting in. If we're going to go that far, we might as well remove the existing coping, install the new exterior siding, and put new coping on top like this.
やっぱね、雨じまい悪いし、また雨が持ったらさ、せっかくこんな頑張ったのにさ。だからまあこれ取っちゃいましょうか。
The most important thing to pay attention to in exterior wall and roof renovation is waterproofing. Unlike new construction, dealing with existing materials varies depending on the builder or company handling the renovation.
今手すりグラグラだから触ったら落ちちゃう。
はい。
掴んだらかい。
はい。
This time, since the coping itself isn't deteriorated, it feels a bit wasteful to remove it. But we'll take it off to make it look and fit more naturally. Demolition allows us to see parts that we normally wouldn't get to see, which is quite interesting. If the coping overhang is too shallow, rainwater can get underneath, causing the balcony to rot away. We often see such cases. It's challenging to work on renovations while trying to guess the structure of a building constructed by someone else. That's the difficult part of renovations. Sometimes we demolish something only to find out there's no problem after all. Next, we remove the decorative grille from the vent hole on the balcony wall.
うん、上まで行ってないね。
うん。どういう仕事されてるの？天場勝ちにするとよかったんだね。ここにコーキングを売ってないかな。
It seems that the cause of rainwater intrusion this time is due to the insufficient height of the FRP rise on the balcony and the shallow overhang of the coping.
ここの穴はなくなるの？
もうね、なくす。もう一回やろうと思ったら活かせるけど、もうそんなコテコテしてまた雨が入るとやかんので、もうかぶせた方がいい。
リスクはあるってことだよね。
そう。
We removed the waste materials like siding and aluminum coping that accumulated on the scaffolding during demolition. In situations like this, it's easier to have two people working. It's lunchtime. Kazu bought lunchboxes from a nearby supermarket. It's quite an interesting combination of food. Kazu always likes to show off his Hikoki battery-powered cooler. And he also loves to brag about his cooling gadgets. Now, he's showing off his air-conditioned clothing. It looks like he's even wearing a cooling vest. It seems like the way he's wearing the vest is strange.
あれちょっともう一回背負ってみて。
あれなんか違ってたよ。
そうじゃないよ。ここがさ、肩のとこに来なきゃいけない。
The way you're wearing it looks like a bra.
あ、本当だな。
ビキニみたいな。
本当だ。
面白かったけどね、絵的に。
流さんといてよ、YouTube に。
うん。
We are building the wall foundation to cover where the vent grill used to be. It looks like the nails are not gripping the wood framing at all. This end part seems to have been rotted away over the years from rain leaks, leaving it hollow inside. However, since this part interferes with the rise of the balcony waterproofing, to avoid expanding the construction area, we will intentionally leave it unpatched and build the framing as is. Since the framework is arranged in a grid, there should be no problem with strength. Originally, the vent holes in the balcony are meant not only to improve ventilation, but also to provide security benefits. This time, we decided to forego the benefits of ventilation and security in order to prioritize reducing the risk of leaks. Ideally, we'd like to use screws, but Kazu, who prioritizes speed, often uses a nail gun. He does use screws in key areas though. After using the 90mm high-pressure nail gun for the first time in a while, it seems to be a bit out of sorts. In the end, we decided to fix it with screws. The plywood base on the balcony's rise was also rotten. Ideally, we would want to repair it completely, but this time we're sticking to minimal necessary repairs. We used modified silicone to seal gaps and injected it into the partially rotted FRP base. This is sometimes called waste caulking. Then, we apply waterproof tape over it. After that, we will apply butyl tape after the plywood base is installed. Next, we cut the softwood plywood to cover the vent hole according to the framework we made earlier. Ideally, we'd like to finish it with the same fiber cement siding. But since 12mm siding isn't currently available, we're substituting it with structural plywood this time. We cut a total of 4 sheets to cover both the front and back. We thought we cut the plywood a bit smaller, but because the hole wasn't a perfect right angle, the plywood didn't fit well. Apparently, the client never actually uses this balcony. While it's quite wide, it only has a depth of about 750mm. So when you hang laundry, it touches the wall. They also mentioned that an outdoor air conditioning unit cannot be installed there. It feels bad to incur repair costs for an unused balcony. Frankly, that was the biggest dilemma for us this time. Since there was a slight issue with the wall thickness, we made a small adjustment to the width of the studs. Next day. Next, we used the santoban to repair the part where the siding was removed. we brought a battery-powered left-handed circular saw that's suitable for cutting boards. But it wasn't powerful enough to cut the exterior material well.
ちょっと仕事にならない。
So, we tried using the same blade on the right-handed circular saw we usually use, and it worked fine. Both are 40 volts, but why is that? We're experimenting with different blades on the circular saw as we proceed with the work. We're managing to keep the work going. As expected, machines with AC power are better suited for cutting hard materials. For the small parts of the siding, we hammer the nails by hand to avoid cracking them. After finishing the partial siding repairs, we will apply a waterproof breathable sheet over the entire balcony. Then, we attach horizontal battens for installing the exterior siding. The battery-powered floor stapler also came in handy, though it's heavy. My favorite tape measure fell down. We usually use 21mm cypress battens for exterior walls, but this time we used 15mm red pine. Because there are some concerns about strength, we installed the framing closer together. Since we're using Galvalume steel sheets this time, ventilation can be properly maintained. With this, the repair work on the balcony by the Carpenters is complete. The sheet metal worker did a great job finishing the balcony's exterior walls. This time, we did a partial metal siding finish, and we were quite concerned about how to blend it with the existing parts. But I think we managed to finish it without any awkwardness. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.